One,
Okay,
two,
there we
three,
go.
hop.
Um, I'm excited for this review because for those who know me outside of the YouTube world, the
Like me.
yeah, th- this guy right here, they know I'm a huge horror movie fan.
Except for Insidious.
Ah, forget about that movie. No, I'm not talking about those kind of movies like The Devil Inside Me. No, not those movies. I'm talking about these. Hold on. Wait. There we go. Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's today's review. Um, and this it's four discs, including Nightmare on Elm Street Part One, Nightmare on Elm Street Part Two, Freddy's Revenge, Nightmare on Elm Street Three, The Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street Four, The Dream Master. So yeah, I know what he's thinking, but okay. These are the horror movies that I like. This, Jason, Halloween, um, Exorcist, Exorcist, yeah, all those. But Freddy, he's my favorite. This was actually the first ever horror movie I've ever watched. Actually, no, it was two. Part two was my first horror movie that I've ever watched, and it scared the shit out of me. But enough of me talking about that. Nightmare on Elm Street Part One. What happens? You have it's been a while since I watched these. I'm trying to remember the names. Nancy, Tina, Glenn, and Ron. Ron. I forget their names, but the ones that I know are Nancy, Tina, and Glenn. Which Nancy and her other friends, they've been having some mysterious nightmares about this man trying to kill them. And whenever Freddy kills someone in their dreams, they die in real life with everything, whatever he does. And this really doesn't talk about the backstory of him. That really comes into the later movies. I think it really talks about it in four. They really talk about what happened to him in part four. But the I love all four of these. These are my favorite Freddy movies. Um, five sucked. Six sucked. Seven. Oh, okay, yeah, that was pretty good. And then Freddy versus Jason. I love it because it had Jason in there as well. The remake, bullshit. The remake, bullshit. But Nancy and her friends are having strange nightmares with Freddy trying to kill them. And I think one night, Nancy had a party with Tina, Ron, and Glenn. And Ron and Tina went up to their room to get the little freak on. And Tina falls asleep and she hears someone throwing rocks at the window. She walks outside and then sees Freddy walking in with these huge arms just going down with his claw. And then, um, oh, Tina actually rips off Freddy's face, just revealing that he's like a freaking robot. Which, okay, well, who cares? It's a dream. And Tina dies, and it's almost like what happens in the remake with I don't know what's her name in the remake. That's another reason I hate the remake. They changed the name. God, I hate that movie. Ugh, it's worse than Batman and Robin. No, nothing's worse than that. No. Ugh, ugh. Back to Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, and then they think that Ron was the murderer that killed Tina. And then Yeah, Nancy's father, who is the sheriff, actually goes out, arrests Ron. Freddy goes into his dreams and hangs Ron. I'm pretty sure that's his name, Ron. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Um, what else happens after that? Um, Nancy and Glenn really they find out more about Freddy, that he was like really what happened to him, and then I think Glenn, but then they decide that they're not going to go to sleep. They want to see what happens if Freddy tries to kill them in actually the real life. But Nancy falls asleep when Glenn is just sitting next to her. But he falls asleep as well. But Nancy and Freddy just they start fighting. Nancy wakes up. She wakes up Glenn, and then they decide to. Glenn actually goes back to his house, falls asleep. He gets killed by Freddy by the most gruesome death I probably have ever seen. He gets sunk into the bed. Next, you just see blood just in the whole room. I'm not kidding. There was like blood everywhere. It just shot up from out of the bed, went all around the roof, down to the walls and floor. Yes. All right, and then then Nancy sets up all of these traps, and then goes and then actually kills Freddy. But then something happens where Nancy Nancy falls asleep, and then we see everyone's still alive. We see Nancy's friends alive and her mother and everything. And we see Freddy's arm just comes out, takes Nancy's mom away. Boom, end of the movie. And I think Josh is just giving himself a blowjob. And then that's my review on Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Stay tuned for the 4 parts of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. I'll catch you guys next time.